Welcome to Module 1. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving break and you're ready to get back to learning. And this will just jump right back into it. So, Module 1, Overview. We're going to be learning about DNA and RNA and how they're basically almost a part of every aspect of life and the basic functions that it has. And we're going to learn about structures. This is the most important thing I want you guys to get out of today. Structures and what DNA and RNA are really made of. We're going to be talking about the roles, but structures are what you guys to take away from this. So, our learning objectives, learn about basic overview of the role of DNA and RNA. Just very simple, kind of broken down so you guys can understand it. And we're going to see what the structures are. Remember, important structures. We're going to discover how nucleotides make up nucleic acids. If you don't know what any of these things are, it's okay. We're about to go over them, but it's one of our learning objectives for this. So, our assessment, I'm going to go over the assessment, not the literal assessment, but what is going to be on it, so you guys can come back and watch this video and see what's going to be happening. So, remember, structure, like I said, which nucleic acids are involved. So, just want you guys to know this. Sorry, that's wrong, actually. Nucleotides. Nucleotides are involved. I want you guys to know that. So, what the basic functions of DNA and RNA are. Some of them are like storing genetic information, reproduction, protein production, essential for cell function, determining organisms, characteristics, stuff like that. And we'll jump right into it. So, DNA. What does it stand for? You guys have probably heard it. Deoxyribonucleic acid. It's like a big jumble of words, but DNA, really important. Oh, there's my box. So, what is the function of DNA? The function. DNA is basically just a storage form of our information, of our genetic code that our body needs. So we're going to put long-term storage of our genetic material or information. Those words are interchangeable, so you'll see both of them. And basically, DNA is in charge of prepping our genetic code / information for transport. That's basically what DNA does. It basically holds all of our genetic information in little tiny things called chromosomes. If you haven't heard of those, it's what basically determines our sex, male, female. We have to know these certain things. So, storing that genetic information. And I guess that's just the basic stuff of it. So we're going to go to function now, or not function, structure. Structure of DNA, what it looks like. Let's go over here. Structure of that. So the structure of DNA. It is a double helix. If you guys don't know what it looks like, I'll draw it right now. I'll write this down. Double helix, which is a sugar phosphate backbone. So let's get our pen. So this is going to be a rough drawing of our sugar phosphate backbone. This basically holds our DNA together. It holds it together so there's a structure, because our body is pretty efficient at keeping things in order, basically. Making sure it's not out of order, or that nothing's going on crazy, or that there's not wasted space, time, anything. So our body stores it like this. in its most compact form. So as you notice, I don't have the little things in the middle. We'll go over those next, what they are. But this is our structure, our double helix sugar phosphate backbone. It holds our DNA together. And we also have these things in the middle, right here, that hold them. These are called nucleotides. These are the nucleotides that are together. And each one of them have a pair, and they're also paired together by a hydrogen bond, which we'll go over. So, we have the structure of the double helix, and those lines in between are called our nucleotides. So, our nucleotides are adenine, short for A. A, guanine, G is for short, cytosine, C for short, and then thymine, T for short. So all these things make up your DNA. As you notice, there's one line. Not one line is adenine, not one line is guanine. They have a pair that links them together tight by that hydrogen bond. So we're going to go over that. A, or adenine, we'll do base pairs. So these base pairs are adenine pairs with thymine. We'll just and then the leftover two, guanine pairs with cytosine. And I have a cool little mnemonic device for you guys to remember this. So A goes with T. Oh, how do you remember this? A, T, and T. Just like the phone company. Yep. It's a good mnemonic device to remember that. That's something that helps me. If you have something that helps you, use that as well. And then we have guanine goes with cytosine. I'm a pretty, I guess you could say gym junkie, so for me to remember this, a GNC supplement brand that holds a lot of supplements registers in my brain. If it helps you, I hope it does. But that's basically the basic structure of our DNA. And I guess I'll draw it out for you guys right here. So we have our double helix right here, bam, sugar phosphate backbone. A needs a pair. Which one pairs with that? T. A, T, and T. Bam! Comes together. Hydrogen bond in the middle. Hold it. A, T, and T. It's like a puzzle piece together. Alright? G. Right here. What does that one need? It needs C. Hydrogen bond in the middle. Bam! Together. So, DNA, pretty simple. Stores genetic information. Preps our genetic code for transport. Basically just getting everything stored and understanding how it works. The structure is our double helix and our nucleotides that are puzzle pieces that holds it together. Adenine, guanine, cytosine, and thymine. Or A, G, C, T. Remember that. And then our pairs, A and T, G and C. So, that's basically your DNA wrap up. Now on to RNA. RNA is cool. RNA is our ribonucleic acid. So, our ribonucleic acid, also known as mRNA. So, what does M stand for? M stands for messenger. Basically, You'll see why it's called messenger RNA right now. So, mRNA is actually a copy oh, a copy of DNA. Why is it a copy of DNA? Remember, DNA cannot leave the nucleus. We need that stored information to stay in the nucleus, because if we didn't have our stored information, we would just be giving it out everywhere, and then we wouldn't have a copy of it. So, DNA makes mRNA. Basically, it's a copy of DNA that can leave the nucleus. This is important. Remember, DNA can't leave, so it needs to be able to leave the nucleus. I'm going to bold this because this is definitely going to be this. I can tell you that. It can leave the nucleus. Why would we need stuff to leave the nucleus? Good question. So, basically, the function of this, of mRNA, is to transfer genetic code information from the nucleus to the ribosomes to make proteins. Ribosomes. What are ribosomes? So basically, ribosomes in this setting, ribosomes translate this code. Because if you don't know the code, how are you going to make something out of it? Just like our computer translates the code that is in the computer format, it translates it so we can see a picture. I bet if you click on the code for this thing right now, it's a bunch of numbers and blah, blah, blah. But basically, our ribosomes translate it and help make proteins for a specific need in the body. So, the structure of this. The structure of mRNA. Structure. So, this is a single helix, unlike our double helix, which is DNA. This is another way you can remember it. DNA, D stands for, or it doesn't really stand for double, but it's a way you can remember it. D stands for double helix, RNA, single. So, the single helix and short chains. So it's smaller because it has to be able to leave the cell. And actually, another way I can do this is this happens in the cytoplasm, which is basically just the fluid outside of the cell, so it's able to travel outside of the nucleus. Sorry, it's the fluid outside of the nucleus, so it's able to travel through. That's just a little side note. So short helix, short chains, so it's able to move around in the cell. Sorry, single helix, short chains, so it's able to move around the cell. I guess we'll draw that right now. So it's a single helix, right here, there. And it has just the bars right here. Like, how does that work? It only has one thing. Well, it pairs. It pairs with certain things. And we're going to go over the structure right now. So, the structure of this. So, unlike DNA, where it's A, G, C, T, this one is going to be pretty similar. A, adenine, guanine, guanine. AG, C, cytosine. Instead, though, right here, we're going to have one difference. Uracil. Uracil is the different nucleotide compared to DNA. So instead of thymine, we're going to have uracil. Let me add this. What is it? Nucleotides. So these are the nucleotides for RNA.